A KV-6, 11 gun barrels, built from 7 off-the-shelf tanks. Let's see how I did it and what I used. Here's the KV-2, looks like it could still pass inspection. And here's number 2, a KV-1. But I'll need another KV-1. I didn't have one. But wait, in the darkest, dustiest corner of my workshop. And there it was. Well, something that used to be a KV-1. Yeah, definitely needs a wash. Let's call it restoration mode. And just like that, it's alive again. Back from the dead. So, 3 tanks. 2 KV-1s and 1 KV-2. Let's build something that really shouldn't exist. Time to strip them down. Turrets off, tracks off. If it looks important, remove it. This one's from the newer KV-1. It doesn't fit to the others. Good thing I keep this. Enough to replace the unique track links. But to combine these tanks, we have to remove more parts. Now, what's left? A pile of ambition. But hey, that's how every good idea starts. No idea how this will fit. For now. Now for the fun part. Structural damage. Next step. Connect the KV-1 to the KV-2. Easy to say, not so easy to do. Nothing matched at first. Different heights, different angles. But after some serious adjustments, it clicked. Perfect alignment. No gaps, no stress, no cheating. And because torque is cheap, let's test it. Still solid. Next up, the second KV-1. Same process, new problems. The alignment looks impossible at first, but after a few tweaks and a bit of stubborn engineering, it fit like it was meant to be there. The front of the old KV-1? Yeah, that was a problem. Too high, too steep, like it missed the memo about teamwork. I tried plates, hinges and some wishful thinking. Nothing worked for a while. Every fix made something else worse. But after some delicate surgery, and by surgery I mean brute force and trial, it finally lined up. Now all 3 tanks sit at the same height. Perfect symmetry. Completely accidental, of course. 3 hulls, 1 continuous track line. Time to connect the rear of the KV-6. Some tweaks here and there, and it fits like the first KV-1. At this point, it's less a tank and more a small piece of furniture. Now for the tracks. No hacks, no adapters, no silent prayers. Just connect, wrap around, done. Honestly, it's suspicious how well this part works. Quick spin test. And yeah, we are rolling. That's a win. Time for the covers. Starting with the rear, the old KV-1. Just a few little tweaks and it fits very well. The KV-2 cover doesn't need any major changes for now. Tight, clean, perfect fit. So does the front cover. Then the top went on. A few tiles here, a few fixes there. 2 big gaps filled with improvised covers and working hatches. And that's it. The full hull of the KV-6. Everything lines up, everything holds. Stability test, passed again. No cracks, no flex, just satisfaction. Turrets on, and suddenly it looks alive. Massive, absurd and perfectly balanced. Well, almost. Time for some fine-tuning. And for that, I brought reinforcements. 4 smaller Quan Guan tanks. 2 of them will donate their turrets. The other 2, well, let's just say they won't survive this operation. Next comes the Katyusha launcher. The part you'll find on almost every KV-6 drawing out there. I start with the basic frame made from plates. Looks fine, but too narrow. So I extended a few rows until it finally looks balanced. Then come the hinges. So the whole thing can tilt up and down. And an extra bar for stability. Because physics still applies, even in brickmeat engineering. A quick comparison with the Kobe Katyusha. Same proportions, same shape, surprisingly close. Finally, a few rockets on top. A small adjustment to the last turret. And the launcher locks in perfectly. Solid, functional and dangerously over-engineered. Exactly how it should be. I nutted in an extra KV-2 turret under the Katyusha. You know, because one launcher deserves a bodyguard. I grabbed another mini KV-2 turret and added a few bricks to build a connector and stacked the smaller turret right on the top. Before mounting the double turret, I added 2 tiny custom turrets to the hull. Last step before mounting the main turret. Of course it needed a double gun barrel. Then the new turret tower goes on. Centered, locked and towering over everything else. At this point the KV-6 isn't just a tank anymore. It's a small ecosystem of turrets. Last step, one more turret. A small KV-1 from the spare parts pile. But it doesn't go straight onto the front turret. Between them, a tiny custom MG turret, built from a few leftover plates and slopes. And that's it. Many leftovers and the final piece. 11 barrels, 8 turrets and one very questionable idea fully realized. And you can still remove the cover to reach the interior. What do you think? Was it worth the time? Let me know in the comments.